How are you going, everyone? It's Joshua Shigala here. I am just excited watching this election. It's fun being an Aussie, and I'm watching the Americans do what they do best, and that is show business. Wow, what a show the American election is, I tell you. But one thing I really love is the ridiculous narrative stuff that comes out of the US. It's just so funny. So I wanted to show you the dichotomy between Dana Bash bashing Vance and the way that she bashes Harris, and show you how that goes down. So let's go into the war room now. I'm not quite sure where I should put my head here. If I put my head here in the middle, I feel like I'm sort of interrupting something. It's not really a good spot. I guess here, then Dana Bash is sitting on my head. I guess it's better than JD Vance sitting on my head. I could come in from the edges, all creepy like. No, I'll just stick with here. All right. Okay, let's get into it. Where are we? First, Vance. Tell me if you can tell what's going on here.
No evidence that Kamala Harris threw him overboard. But I want to move on to something that Governor Walz has called you and Donald Trump, and that is weird.
Sure.
And it is taken off. The New York Times reports that when Donald Trump was asked about it, he said, "Not me, they're talking about JD."
Well, certainly they've
really
levied that charge against me.
All right, so let's head over to Harris. Let's see Harris's interview.
Madam Vice President, Governor Walz, thank you so much for sitting down with me and bringing the bus. Bus tour is well underway here in Georgia.
That bus?
You have less time to make your case to voters than any candidate in modern American history. The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you first and foremost, one of my
Kamala,
highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class.
They're on top of my head somewhere.
When I look at
check it. When I look at my notes, you can see the train of thought there. All right, let's head back to JD.
If you go to Kamala Harris's campaign page right now, they still don't have a policy.
Well, let's talk about
policy
policy
positions about what they're going to do. I think that's really insulting to Americans.
You started out talking about the policies in this interview, but you have been on the campaign trail questioning Tim Walz's military record. You say it was shameful that Governor Walz retired from the military before his unit deployed to Iraq. I want to read you something that Joe Eustace, who is a veteran, he served with Governor Walz, said. He said that's a lie. He said he was as good a soldier as you'll find. I'm not trying to defend him. I hope people don't think that. What I'm trying to do is defend someone who served his country. I'm not voting for him.
All right, let's go back and see how Kamala's going over here.
Unbelievable, I think, in the impact that we can make.
You talked about, you call it the opportunity economy.
The opportunity economy, you call it.
You are well aware that right now many Americans are struggling. There's a crisis of affordability.
There's a little bit of...
One of your campaign themes is we're not going back. But I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive.
Let's go visit Vance again over here, see how Vance is going.
One last question. Donald Trump didn't serve in the military. He received a medical draft deferment for bone spurs to avoid serving in the Vietnam War, reportedly as a favor to his father. Do you find that shameful, too?
I think that Donald Trump didn't serve in the military, but he didn't lie about it, Dana. I've known Donald Trump for a long time. He really honors our veterans. He honors me for my service. Donald Trump didn't lie about serving in the military. He didn't say that he went to Vietnam when he didn't. This is the problem. I don't criticize anybody, whether they served or...
Let's check back in with
say that that's good work. There's more to do, but that's good work.
I want to get some clarity on where you stand on some key policy issues.
All right.
Energy is a big one. when you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania. Sure. Do you still want to ban fracking?
Do you?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not.
Made it very clear. Let's check back in with JD.
John King is doing a project talking to voters all over swing states. He talked to Republican voters in the critical swing state, must-win, I would say, swing state of Pennsylvania.
Of course.
One of them, Carol Carty, said she was almost a childless dog lady because she didn't happen to meet the right person until she was 40 years old. Another, Joan London, was
ask them about some
offended.
policies? Can you just ask them about some policies? I mean, how hard is this, people? You sit down, you ask them about policies, you let the voters know. What's with the constant manipulation? Not that I'm a manipulation here because of my sinister music and my happy music. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. You know, I mean, I'm sort of highlighting it here with my setup, but yeah, I mean, I just want to hear policies, guys. Just want to hear policies. The amount of fake news that goes on is phenomenal, and this is all part of it. It's all part of narrative building and things like childless cat ladies. I mean, you look at it, and the comment that he made like years ago on some news site was basically saying, if you have children, you have more invested, like a lot more invested in the future of the world and in the country that you're serving, because you've got children. You want to make a better place for them, right? And if you haven't got children, well, it could be argued, which he was doing, that it is you're not as invested in the future because you've got no one to pass it on to. But anyway, they just grab onto this nonsense, which is really just so awful. I mean, this is the top job of the land, and these questions are really bad. But yeah, there you go. There's Dana Bash. Which way will she bash you? Will she bash you really nicely? You never know. Well, you do actually. If you're a Democrat, should probably be all right. Until next time, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to start up this channel, right? This is my first video back, and I'm going to do a little bit more political stuff. I'm going to talk about tech. I'm going to talk about crypto, Bitcoin, the economy. I'm going to talk about some crazy AI, things that I find interesting. You might find them interesting too. If you do, yeah, check them out. Hit the subscribe. Thumbs it up if you liked it. Let's go. Ciao.